Have you ever wondered how the financial world and environmental sustainability intersect? Green bonds might be the answer. Picture this: a type of bond or loan that's specifically designed to support projects with clear environmental benefits. This could be anything from renewable energy development to clean transportation initiatives to climate change adaptation efforts. Green bonds are essentially a promise. The issuer, whether that's a government, a corporation, or a financial institution, promises to direct the funds raised through these bonds exclusively towards green projects. The investors, in return, receive periodic interest payments, just like they would with any other bond. This makes green bonds an integral part of sustainable finance. They provide an avenue for investors who not only want a return on their investment, but also want to contribute to a greener, more sustainable world. So, in essence, green bonds are like any other bonds, but with a green twist. So, you might now be wondering, how do these so-called green bonds work? Well, let's dive right in. Green bonds are essentially a type of debt security, akin to a loan, issued by corporations, governments, or financial institutions. The distinguishing factor is that the funds raised from these bonds are earmarked for climate and environmental projects. In other words, when you buy a green bond, you're essentially lending money that will be used to fund initiatives that aim to combat climate change or promote environmental sustainability. Let's take an example. Consider the case of Iberdrola, a company that's a leading issuer of green bonds. Iberdrola has been using the funds raised from these bonds to finance projects in areas like renewable energy and clean transportation. They've issued over 13.8 billion euros in green bonds since 2014, demonstrating the significant potential that green bonds hold for funding sustainable projects. In 2021, Iberdrola even issued the largest hybrid green bond in history, worth 2 billion euros to finance offshore wind farms. This is a clear example of how green bonds can provide considerable financial backing for large-scale, impactful environmental projects. But it's not just about the big projects. Green bonds can also be used to fund smaller, localized initiatives that contribute to environmental sustainability. This could include anything from community solar projects to conservation efforts aimed at protecting local ecosystems. The process of issuing and buying green bonds is pretty much the same as with traditional bonds. The issuer develops a project, then issues the bonds to raise the necessary capital. Investors then buy these bonds, essentially lending the issuer the money needed to implement the project. Over time, the bondholders are repaid with interest, just like with a regular loan. In short, by buying a green bond, you're lending money to fund eco-friendly projects. Now that we've understood what green bonds are and how they work, let's delve into why they are so significant. Green bonds hold a critical place in the world of finance, a world that is gradually shifting towards more sustainable and responsible practices. They are more than just a financial instrument, they are a beacon of change in an industry traditionally driven by profit and returns. Firstly, green bonds offer an avenue for investors to actively contribute to environmental projects. These could range from renewable energy ventures to clean transportation initiatives. By investing in green bonds, investors are directly funding projects that have a positive environmental impact, making them a part of the solution to environmental challenges. Secondly, green bonds play a crucial role in the global fight against climate change. The funds raised through these bonds are used to finance projects that mitigate the effects of climate change, such as the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. In a world where climate change is no longer a distant threat but a present reality, the importance of such financing cannot be overstated. Moreover, there's a growing interest in green bonds, and it's not hard to see why. Investors are becoming increasingly aware of the risks associated with climate change and are seeking ways to align their portfolios with a more sustainable future. This rising demand for green bonds signals a shift in investor sentiment and can fuel the transition towards a sustainable economy. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of green bonds is their potential to marry financial returns with environmental responsibility. They offer investors the opportunity to earn a return on their investment, while also making a positive impact on the environment. This blend of profit and purpose is what sets green bonds apart, and is a key driver behind their growing popularity. In conclusion, the significance of green bonds extends far beyond their financial performance. They are a tool for change, a means to support environmental projects, and a way to combat climate change. They signify a shift in the world of finance towards more sustainable practices and play a pivotal role in the transition to a green economy. So, green bonds not only offer a financial return, but also a chance to contribute to a greener future.